That's my new thing I'm going to start saying.
Yeah, dude.
What would a good leader do? I'm going to say that to my guys because, I got inspectors I manage. And I'm going to be like, every day that I got to make decisions for you guys, I just remind myself when I have to make an important decision, what would a great leader do? Just to get their reactions.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
sound good, by the way. At
Awesome.
least, I do. I can't speak for you.
Oh, yeah. I always
maybe-
kind of sound like doo-doo.
No, you sound good. I sound like I'm congested.
Yeah, isn't it the worst? You can always hear it more on playback than you can on like in your own ears, or
Yep.
like, because you sound all right to me, but I bet when you hear it back, it does sound a little congested, but not too much. Oh,
But no, so we were talking about the new UFC deal.
right. Yeah, so Paramount got the rights for next year.
Correct.
Okay. Well,
To
yeah,
stream all the UFC events, so no more pay-per-views, supposedly.
I know this will never happen because people can't help but and I listen, I'll eat my words if I'm wrong about this. But when Netflix did the Tyson fight, it broke their streaming because they weren't ready for that. They weren't ready for everyone who was able to pay whatever Netflix costs now, $15 a month or whatever. They weren't ready for everyone to be tuning in at the same time, and the stream broke. You couldn't even watch it; it would just load for.
I remember.
Yeah, and UFC's really popular.
I think this is just going to be the UFC, still doing their thing, running everything just under the Paramount banner.
Okay, well, maybe it'll end up being better. Maybe they'll have learned a lesson from how Netflix did it. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I feel like I've gotten to the point in my life where whenever stuff like this comes around, I'm always just a little more cautious, There's okay, I'm like, that's awesome. Let's see how it goes. And it's that way with everything now, right? You have to prove to me that it's worth my time and my money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why I'm only going to do it for specific events.
Yeah, makes sense.
Monthly. I mean, it just depends. If they come out with a yearly thing for, I don't know, $100 for a year,
be good.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I'd still rather only do it on the months where there's a card I want to see, because I don't watch every UFC card, because the problem with the UFC is that they've gotten to where there's too many events, and so it dilutes each card, the talent on each card. But with that said, there is a card I want to see this Saturday that I'll be watching. So,
well, Joseph, I think we're far enough removed from. I guess I should say this first. We're far enough removed from the month of superhero movies that I think we can look at the numbers a little better. Everything has kind of calmed down.
I'm glad you said that.
I think definitively, this was pretty much true around, I think we were still talking about this around Phase 4 of Marvel. Superhero movies might be done, man. At least on the level that they once were.
Yeah. You may be right. I don't know. I'm interested to see how the Batman 2 does and Spider-Man.
Yeah. So those, I'll say this. I feel like those are. It's weird to say. I'm scared Ice Cube's face scares me. Hello, Derpy Entertainment. What do you want to start with? You want to start with Superman, Fantastic Four, or Jurassic World? Technically, that's not a superhero movie, but those were the big three that we were talking about.
Yeah, they kind of fall into the big blockbuster
summer movie slop.
Yeah. Still not the worst movie I've seen this year. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
There's a new number one, but I can't believe Jurassic World made $801 million to speed?
809 is where it's sitting according to numbers right now.
Oh, really? 809?
Yeah. But
That's wild, man.
it's probably that's it, right? It's streaming already, isn't it?
Yep. I
So
think so.
its box office
Or it's
run is
about to it.
definitely done.
And then Fantastic Four's at $439 million, and
Oh.
Superman's at 583 million.
Okay, so I not the numbers we may have been expecting, but the order that we were probably expecting, yeah.
Yep.
I figured Fantastic Four would do worse than the other two.
Which is kind of crazy because, man, like Superman not hitting a billion or getting close to it really just highlights your point that maybe superhero movies for the most part are dead. I say for the most part, in that people just are tired of the same old generic
Yeah, there's
type of
exceptions.
movies. I think
Let's see
Batman could
where-
potentially, the second Batman, or Spider-Man could be exceptions to those, but we'll see.
I have a few. Well, Batman did. Let's see, where
750.
772. Production budget was 200. Yeah, they're gonna have to bring down these production budgets. That's. I mean, we've been talking about this stuff for a while now. Like everyone knows what they need to do to make this stuff work, except for the people making these movies.
Yeah, I wonder how they would do it with freaking inflation and everything the way it is too.
Yeah, so this was 2022, so it's only been 3 years, roughly. It's all except when did it get released? Let's see if I can find the April 18th, 22. So it's been a little over 3 years. So with the inflation, I mean, sure. I mean, you want to just give it around 800
with
million.
the budgets, they do need to come down.
Oh,
but
yeah. Yeah, man, they've got to figure it out. They have to do something. They need to make smaller movies. They need to rethink the way that they do these things and stop making these bloated, nonsensical, like Jurassic World, though, I think if we're talking about sort of the decline with that stuff, it falls directly where it should be. Because if I remember right,
Yep.
every one of those movies has gone about close to 200 million less.
I think even more. I think the first one did like 1 point something billion dollars, 1.8, and then the second one was
1.2,
like 1.43, and then
right
this,
around 1.
Dominion was like 1.1. So yeah, there were significant drops.
Yeah, and this is a pretty, I mean, 200 million drop basically for this one is kind of right on, right in that pocket. Like I was saying, it's got that Disney Star Wars effect where it's like the first one came out of the gate and people were stoked, and so everybody went to see it. Next one did a little worse. Next one did a little worse. This one's done.
Yeah, but there was
worse.
a huge drop from that first Star Wars movie to the second.
Oh, for sure, but it's the same trend.
Yeah, definitely the same trend.
And like we haven't seen anything since Rise of Skywalker. So it's Derpy walked out of Rebirth. Yeah,
I don't blame you, Derpy.
I would have too if I had seen it in the theater. Dude,
what are you talking about, David? You did see it in the theater.
Oh, my mistake. Yeah, I did. Theater. See, yes. Yeah, well, it proves that. I mean, I don't know what DC's going to do. I wonder if they're just going to plug their ears and try to keep moving forward.
I think they are.
You think so?
I bet it's kind of like right around that marker to where it wasn't a huge success, but it was enough of a success to make them think that they
Superman
got the right person. Yeah. I don't think it was a success. I just think they're probably thinking it was.
Yeah, I've heard enough to the contrary that I can't imagine that they're happy with 583 million.
No, they're definitely not. But I think they're still going to pump it out.
Oh, apparently James Gunn announced a Superman trilogy. Okay. Well, you can't think
they
that
just needed to do a solo Superman movie, and they couldn't really do that.
Yeah. you can't think that the two
And I just
sequels
don't
to
even.
Superman are going to make more money than the first one.
No, you can't really.
That doesn't make
Got to be
sense.
less.
Like the next one would have to be incredible.
I wonder though if it's with David Zaslav, if it's about just having this slate lined up for stakeholders for him to eventually, or for them to eventually sell that side of Warner Brothers. But
Get rid of
to be
DC.
fair, like
Mm.
Warner Brothers has, like I saw, this year had six like $80 million opening weekends in a row, for the first time ever. So for a studio to do, but
Interesting. Well, yeah, and I mean, dude, Fantastic Four is number 3 a couple weeks after coming. Freakier Friday and Weapons both beat it this past weekend.
Weapons was that other one that had
Yeah.
a huge opening weekend.
Yeah, we'll talk about Weapons. You're probably never going to see it, so I'm probably going to spoil the whole thing.
That's fine.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, that was
You know me too well.
yeah, not really a horror movie. It's kind of yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. I'm gonna save that. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know what Marvel's I don't know what is coming. It's so weird. It feels like it's dead to me. Like the whole superhero genre feels like Fantastic Four kind of put it in the grave. I mean, it maybe that it's just the last like twitching movements of a corpse that's been dead for a while. But none of their stuff this year has done well. And Fantastic Four made zero waves because everyone kept this is like only within my circle, but people would ask me. I've had like 4 or 5 people be like, "So what did you think of Fantastic Four?" And I'm like, "It was a movie." I was like, it's not, and everyone feels the same way about it for the most part. I haven't really talked to anyone in real life that has been like back on the bandwagon because of Fantastic Four. It's this.
No, I haven't talked to anyone. I mean, there's not really. Yeah. Is there anything that's being talked a lot about right now, movie wise or even television show wise? I don't really see any chatter for anything entertainment.
No.
We still got to watch Alien Earth. That just released yesterday.
Did it? Okay, yeah. I'll. Is it? Are they doing an episode at a time?
I don't know.
Okay, I can check.
I have no idea on that one.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny because you keep mentioning it, and I keep forgetting about it. And I'm sure some people are watching it, but no one that I have talked to is. It's funny though. I still mention like certain things like Shogun and
one episode
the Penguin.
Weekly.
Okay. So there's stuff from last year and the year before that I like and still talk to people about. I still tell people they should watch The Gentleman.
Yep. But I don't even really remember anything from last year except for Madam Web. What did I like?
It looks like it looks like they put 2 episodes out for the first week, which is normal. Oh, when am I going to find time? I don't know when I'm going to find time to do that, but it needs to happen. Sorry, what were you saying?
I can't even remember what my favorite movies and shows were from last year.
Last year,
on my list.
Last year might have been Nosferatu. No, Nosferatu was on the top 3, but I don't think that's what I gave it to.
For you, maybe, but not for me.
Yeah.
I don't care about you.
I don't care about you.
Oh, dude, I forgot the Bricklayer. Oh my gosh, Lift. That was a horrible movie.
It was Snack Shack, The Wild Robot, and Nosferatu. Those were my top 3 last year.
Oh yeah, Wild Robot.
Bro,
That was, I think that was my top one from last year.
The American Society, Damsel, and Rebel Moon were my bottom three.
Oh, yep. Did we? Maybe I made a little Google note on that. I remember that now. Oh, yeah, here we go. Nope. I lied. I got my top movie, show, and book of 2022 and 2023 on here.
Shogun was last year, right?
Oh, that would have been it. Yep.
Shogun, The Gentleman, Penguin. Those would have been the top three for me.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good year for TV last year.
And Penguin, yeah, TV show wise, it was good last year.
This has been the most disappointing, dude, as far as like entertainment is concerned. At this point, Joseph, my favorite thing, probably narratively and entertainment overall, is Expedition 33. And I still haven't beaten it. I need to finish it. But like, I have not gotten as much enjoyment out of anything else this year. I mean, like Wallace and Gromit was close, but that's more nostalgia than anything. I mean, it's good, but
War of the Rohirrim was pretty bad.
Oh yeah, I still haven't seen it because we didn't end up reviewing it, and I was like, I'm not watching it. And then I see it every once in a while. I'm like, I can't.
Oh yeah, Dune from last year. That's what it was.
Yeah, Dune 2 was good. Yeah, it was like last year was pretty solid.
Favorite movie.
Yeah, that was fourth. Furiosa was last year. Heretic.
Hey man, yeah, what a disappointing year for movies so far.
It has been rough.
I need to get on here and make sure I give War of the Worlds its proper rating on a Letterboxd.
0 stars, -1. Now they won't let you do -1, but I'll let you do -1 if you want to.
They won't even let you do 0 stars.
Can you do half? Like half a star?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a half star. Spoiling the lead now.
Well, Joseph, since you have led into it, why don't you go ahead and give us a little review, a little mini review.
I'm gonna be nice and give Happy Gilmore
to
a 1.5 stars. You think that's fair?
Yeah, because there's actually a couple things I like about it.
Yeah. For War of the Worlds?
Yeah.
Horrible movie. Do not waste your time. That is one of the worst. It may be the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Like, that's including going back to when I was a kid and thinking of all those sci-fi movies I watched on cable. Like, man, this was some grade A crap. I'm trying to think. I was really trying to think this past week. What movie would I consider worse than this? Because this was a movie that was shot during COVID, so no one's in a scene together.
Oh.
And make it even worse, somebody was like, hey, you ever been in a Microsoft Teams meeting? We should make that into a movie. Brilliant idea. Whoever greenlit that. I mean, I'm telling you, some Hollywood company needs to hire me, and they can call my position the decision maker. And I just say yes or no. Most of the time, it's probably going to be a no. And I bet $100 million. I bet I would make a company not waste money and probably give them a lot of profit, millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of profit to not produce this bull crap that gets produced every year. And this is, like Madam Web was, I'm endeared to that movie because it's so bad. You're like, why are you doing this? This is hilarious. Like someone just, it was just funny to me. It was like hilariously bad. This was just bad. It's a screen movie, so it doesn't work in this. Ice Cube is miscast in it, and you can tell, the director's just like, hey, Ice Cube, you just saw something crazy. Act like that. And he's like, oh, wow.
oh, no.
Man.
Whoa.
And he has, God tier, hacking abilities. It's just, so easy through Teams for him to get into a drone, to hack into these people's private cameras and stuff.
So...
And then it's just like, How are we going to do this? We need to. Maybe we can give them an Amazon gift card to bribe this homeless man,
What?
and then we can use Amazon Prime shipping to get it to him faster. Then Amazon this and Amazon that.
What?
It's just cringy product placement for Amazon.
Wait, so is this a retelling though of War of the Worlds?
Yeah, unfortunately,
So
man. I mean,
what's that
I
have
think
to?
they really just used it as that
It's like a native
name
app.
grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, just dude. I mean, I don't want to insult the author by saying this is a rendition of his stuff.
Fair
This is
enough.
not a rendition of his stuff. It's just a. It would be like
Are there
if
aliens?
I mean, yeah, technically,
What? What does that mean?
technically there are aliens in it, but the CGI is very.
Do they show up
The
in like?
CGI is extremely bad.
So the whole thing is like a Teams meeting.
Yeah, and he's just clicking in and out of Teams meetings with like the president and different people in the government for the Department of Defense, Homeland Security, NASA. Even Longoria works for NASA, of course.
Hmm.
It was weird because if they're going to have a female astronaut, I prefer them to use the real life ones like Katy Perry.
Agreed. Give her respect.
Dude. That article I shared with you from the New York Post, and I was like, "That's astronaut Katy Perry."
Yeah,
Thank you.
excuse me. Let's get it right, people.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna say that for the rest of my life. Hey, good for her that she got to go to quote unquote space.
Yeah. Quote unquote space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But it's really a spectacular failure, and it just executes everything horrendously. I mean, if I could give this movie a negative score, this is a movie that would be negative 10 out of 10.
Dang.
There is nothing good about this.
That's
nothing
harsh.
creative. Not a scene, not a moment, not acting, nothing. Everybody gets blamed. Go straight to jail, no possibility of parole.
Yeah. Straight to jail. Well, that yeah.
But basically, so I told you that the CGI was shoddy and that they had aliens in it, but it's so they're doing everything through teams, and so basically, what the alien invasion is you're supposed to get this idea, the sense of like there's chaos going on around the world globally, right?
Right.
Global chaos ensues. Everybody, the aliens are attacking every government and people and citizens. Civilization, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but it's kind of just reduced to like blurry stock footage, and like they're knocking off CNN and Fox News, and they got the aliens are like tripods that have fireball blasters on them. It really looks like it was rendered on like a Nokia phone.
Interesting.
Yep.
It is quite a like a telling thing that someone was like, the way that Americans would handle an alien invasion in 2025 is to jump on Teams meetings.
Yeah. Well, again, this was shot during COVID.
Yeah.
And so I guess that was their whole way to get around like
restrictions,
having people in the same spot. But
yeah, sure. I don't really care about that so much, but it feels like that's probably what would happen. Everyone, the aliens are here. Let's jump on Teams. We have to figure this out. I'm just like, oh, dude. That's funny because like the last one that I saw, or the last time, was when Tom Cruise did War of the Worlds, which I didn't like.
That movie's leagues better than
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. It's an actual movie for one thing.
Yes.
It's not just a recorded Teams meeting. Hey man, it gives me hope that people can actually get their movies made, though. If
they can get this movie made,
yeah,
I can write a movie. And
yeah,
get it made.
If this can find a place on what's it on, Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like there's hope for anyone at this point. If this pile of garbage can get made.
Dude, freaking the other thing that's weird is his how creepy of a spy he is on his kids. Like he's constantly spying on his daughter every single place she walks to. Um and
Oh.
his his son he ends up deleting his um game from his Xbox to get him off, and then like in the end his son ends up becoming one of the hackers that he's after or something. And
Yeah.
just
This doesn't sound like you're talking about a War of the Worlds movie.
nah, it
At
just
all.
lacks coherence. It's everything's kind of all over the place, and then if you start to think about everything, it's crumbles very fast.
Yeah, just it's literally every movie that I feel like, almost every movie I feel like I've seen this year, barring a couple. It's just like the minute you start thinking about it, you're like, hmm. I was talking to a friend of the show, Joseph or Justin. We went to go see Weapons yesterday, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But it's the constant writing problem these days, where people have to act stupid and act out of out
How
of
a normal
character.
human would
Yeah,
act.
like out of character. But you're right, like outside of what a normal person like a normal person with a functioning brain, how they would probably react in certain situations. And it's really, dude, it's just really annoying. And that's been a lot of the stuff that I've seen this year. And
Unfortunate.
yeah, I blame it a lot on sort of the bubbles that a lot of the people making these movies live in.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the case, but it's shocking that it's such a trend right now. Because I feel like I go back and watch older movies and this stuff isn't a problem. Like I can't think of anything that you and I like. If I was to go to my list right now of the stuff that I like recommend, I'm sure there's a little bit of that in there because some of the stuff I haven't isn't like super super fresh in my mind.
Right.
Oh, I got to talk about that again because I don't.
It's writing, man. It's
writing for
it
sure.
seems like every year it's getting worse.
I'm just looking at like the first like 25 or so movies on here. I think someone would really, and I'm not saying there aren't like little, it's not that there aren't like little mistakes in writing or directing or whatever the case may be, because that stuff does happen. I mean, the idea of it being like absolute perfection, you're kind of far removed from that, but like you can't, you're never going to be like fully there.
No, of course not.
But the love and like detail, and I think, let's see, how many of these have we talked about? Like we've talked about the Lord of the Rings trilogy. We've talked about Prestige. We've talked about -1, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure we talked about The Raid. I think we've talked about Inglourious Bastards, but that's on here. And like Tarantino has like, it's so funny to me, man, because like I've always really liked his stuff, but the further removed we get from movies, TV too, but like movies being just really solid, his stuff goes higher and higher for me. And like you listen to like interviews of him, and we talked about this either last week or the week before, but like his whole attitude about how he's like, you're not going to disrespect me and my writing by changing things up. Like it's just like, just take me off the writing credit. It's like, if you don't have the, oh, Victor, hey Victor, sorry dude, I didn't even see you pop in. It's been a long day. It's just like people don't have like the care for this kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And just like the attention to detail. I'll bring the Prestige back up when we talk about weapons. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's been a
nail on the head with that as far as paying attention to the details. I think it's that, but even just the baseline aspect of narrative storytelling.
It's bad.
I mean,
It's bad
It's
in a
bad.
lot of
Like, it goes
places.
beyond, like, you would think people would have at least the basic aspects of storytelling down, just in an average sense, right? And of course, some things are gonna, some average storytelling can become a little bit better, become a little bit worse, but it's not like we're talking about things that are between a 4 and a 6. Most of the stuff that we talk about now is less than even a 4.
Yeah, it's like threes and unders a lot of the
Yep.
time. Some
And
stuff
that's
that
where it gets
I
concerning. And it's just
yeah.
like what that does as an overall whole is like, man, I don't know about you. I don't really watch that much movie and television shows lately.
TV I don't. I mean, movies it's mostly stuff that I'm like interested. I mean, if I find like a trailer interesting,
Like how I used to. You know what I
oh,
mean?
oh
How
yeah,
how
dude.
we used to.
Oh, dude,
I
I
still
mean,
watch stuff, but like
I used to get so
even like a
excited.
few years ago, we used to watch a lot more than what we do. But it just gets to the point where I don't want to see consistently bad stuff. And if your trailer isn't going to grip me, then if it ends up being great, awesome. I'll wait for someone else to tell me.
Yeah, and I'll probably catch it on streaming, you know. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't go to the theater that often anymore. I mean, I've actually been quite a bit this summer. But I mean, obviously there's a little bit more interest in seeing what's going on with different movies.
And for the podcast and
Yeah, of
everything.
course. But man, if we weren't doing this, I I don't know. I don't know how much of this stuff I'd really see.
It'd be even worse. It'd be less.
Yeah. I'm almost so let's see. So last year I watched as far as like stuff that came out in 2024, I watched 28. I might actually beat my record this year. Now I don't know what it was previous years because we didn't start using Letterboxd until pretty much last year. I guess I could go back to my Google Docs because I think that's where that stuff is.
That's what I'm going to start saving stuff so I can remember it.
Yeah, that's what it's great. It's a great little way to keep up with things. Actually, I'm at 26, so I'll have seen more movies this year than I did last year.
Dang, dude.
But watched it on streaming, watched it on streaming, watched it on streaming, 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 streaming,
That's the
streaming,
thing. Not going to the
streaming,
theater.
streaming, 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 streaming. Over half I watched at home.
And now it's going to get worse for me, dude. I don't blame you watching it less than half at home. But now with college football about to start in a couple of weeks,
Mm-hmm.
I'm only going to be watching the stuff that we're viewing for the pod. That's it.
Yeah. Anything else I've
I'm
seen?
not going to.
Huh?
I'm not going to be watching anything else.
Oh, I should add Minecraft on here. I'm actually at 27. I technically
I still haven't seen Minecraft.
Technically, I didn't finish it. I probably won't, but I didn't finish Megan either. But so we're making our own rules here. I completely forgot about that. Minecraft still doesn't deserve to be on the bottom of this list, though.
I can't believe War of the Worlds ended up being worse than Rebirth. Gosh, what's wrong with this world?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to watch it. Still, so
No,
far.
don't. It's one of those movies that I've been like, just don't watch.
You
this, dude.
know what's crazy is Thunderbolts might get pushed out of the bottom 3.
That is crazy. So it would be right now. My
think
bottom
Megan
3
2
would be
was
Rebirth, obviously. War of the Worlds,
Mm-hmm.
Captain, Soldier, Winter Falcon,
Yeah.
and then Rebirth.
I think. Okay. Yes. That's probably needs to be like that. Yeah. Captain, Falcon, Rebirth, and Megan are at the bottom of my list right now. And that's not, dude. It's so bad.
I don't think anything is going to top War of the Worlds. There's no way. There's no way we can possibly see something worse than that this year.
It's almost
Please
unfair.
tell me, David,
I
there's
know.
not.
It's almost unfair that it's like, yeah.
Why did they greenlight that at this point?
I
That's
don't
what I
know.
want to
Hey,
understand.
we have this thing left. Honestly, it's just content. It's content slop, like we've been talking about. They're just trying to get as much onto their, like, nobody cares about quality anymore. You don't have to with streaming because people are paying you a certain amount of money and you're throwing whatever, throw someone enough cash to just get it on your platform. They make some money. You have another thing that will keep some people interested. I mean, you watched it, Joseph.
I was like, oh, cool, World of Worlds. I didn't realize they made a new one. Oh,
let me
crap.
torture myself.
Well, once I started, I was like, I'm going to have to finish this so we can review it so David knows the pain I went through.
Bro. It's just crazy. Oh, this I didn't like. It needs to go probably here. I need to work through this list a little bit. I feel I'm literally doing it from like bottom to top because there's so much stuff. It's like been more interesting to try to figure out what the worst stuff has been so far this year than worrying about the best stuff. My top 5 hasn't changed in a while.
I still haven't seen F1 yet.
Actually, I haven't either. I need to finally do that. All right. Let's talk about Happy Gilmore for a minute, and then I'll talk about weapons, and then we'll get out of here maybe a little early tonight.
When I'm looking, I thought I had. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'm looking at what this year. Oh, yeah, I forgot about 28 years later. Man, I'm going to kick Winter Falcon Soldier. 28 years later is in my bottom 3.
Dang, bro. It's like nowhere even near the bottom of my list right now. It's still kind of just sitting in the middle.
My top 3 so far: Warfare.
Was that this year? I need to watch that still.
The Gorge. And it's got to be Ballerina.
That's crazy. Yeah,
that's terrible.
The Gorge is number 4, Ballerinas. So right now it's still Wallace and Gromit, Sinners, and the Monkey, which hasn't changed. Those movies all came out, I think, before March.
Yeah,
something like that. Like all 3 of these were very early on in the year, and then so was the Gorge, and then Ballerina is like the most recent.
See, this is what's hard is I got the Gorge, Ballerina, and Superman all have 2.5 stars, but I feel like Superman's the worst out of the 3. But I could be wrong.
Probably.
I had to think about it.
I just like when it finally came down to Superman, just realized like it's not good, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, I don't hate it either.
You know what I mean? Like there's stuff, and maybe it's just trying to. If we're talking like all time, obviously it's nowhere near the top of the list, but we're talking about stuff that came out this year.
Yeah.
And it just, I look at this list and I'm like, everything on here is just not great. It's like way over half at this point. The top of the list, dude, the top of the list is like fighting to stay alive compared to everything else on here. And like
Freakier Friday came out.
I know, I haven't seen it yet. I probably will watch it.
I tried to watch that K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, you told me
my
about
wife
that.
And I got like 10 minutes into it, and we're like, yeah, probably if we were 13, we would like this.
If you were both 13-year-old girls.
Yeah, right. When she said that, I was like, I don't know about me, but maybe you. But
yeah, man, it's like I have like Death of a Unicorn, Companion, and Novocaine in here, which all were fine. Like that's what I would consider my sort of like middle of the road for the most part. And then Fantastic Four, all the way, the next 17 movies, Justin, are all just like kind of whatever to bad.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't
like
it?
probably 4s and under at this point. I think the only well, we don't have to get back into it. We've talked about 28 years later enough. Nobody wants to hear us talk about it anymore. Nobody cares. You know, movie came and went without any
discussion.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's sad. It makes me sad. I don't want to be sad. I want to talk about good stuff.
I know I do too.
I'm gonna.
I haven't watched Mickey 17, I don't think, and then I still got to watch Death of Unicorn. Didn't you watch it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was all right. Like it's your.
Did we?
Huh?
Go ahead.
I think the performances are pretty good, and it's kind of a fun little like twist on like a slashery type movie. But yeah, the cast is pretty good, and there wasn't anything major in it that made me feel like it was like really cringy or whatever.
I know we gotta get to Happy Gilmore and Weapons, but dude, we still haven't watched Dead Reckoning Part 2.
Dude, I keep forgetting it came out. Is it streaming?
I did too. I don't know. I'm assuming it is. If it is, it's probably on Paramount Plus.
Talk about
that would be convenient.
Yeah, talk about a movie that with zero fanfare around it. How did it do?
Yeah.
I don't
think it's made $595 million, but I think its budget. I don't think it broke even, dude.
No, its budget had to be blown up.
Billions of dollars.
Was it called Dead Reckoning?
The Final Reckoning.
Oh.
So the budget's supposed to be around $400 million, dude. So it's probably higher than that because they always underreport. But let's see where it's streaming. But anyway, so I was going to say, I'm going to run through, some movies I'm still interested. Streaming on Amazon. And let's see. It releases for purchase August 19th. So I guess it's not technically streaming yet. So. But so these are the movies
it's just in limbo? Because it's not in theaters anymore. Like they're just letting it sit around.
I guess. This says you can pre-order the movie on Amazon, but it doesn't rent until August 19th. That's crazy. Available to buy on August 18th. And then you can rent it through until September 15th off of this one site. But yeah, I'll definitely be renting it. Wink, wink.
Yeah, Joseph, you know what's crazy? Before you get into your list, I was just thinking about this. This is a worse year for movies than I think we had during COVID.
Dude, that's bad. I think you're right.
I need to go back and check. But my current thesis, if you will,
Are we talking about 2020 or 2021?
I'm talking about 2021, 22.
Okay, 2020, 21, and 22, or
Yeah.
just 21 and 22? Okay.
But all 21, 20, 21, 22. I think you might be able to argue that there was better stuff coming out then than we've gotten this year.
Yeah, you may be right.
I need to go back and kind of take a look at all of that.
Okay, so 2020, this is just like what Google AI said. All right, we got A Quiet Place Part 2, Tenet, Hamilton. I don't know. Surely that's not the musical. I think that was before that.
Yeah.
The Trial of the Chicago 7, King Satin, Promising Young Woman, Nomadland. There had to be more than
what
just
are these movies that they're... What?
Yeah, this is what you get with
yeah.
Google. And then in 2021, you had Dune Part 1, No Time to Die.
There you go.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Spider-Man No Way Home, The Suicide Squad, our favorite movie from Marvel, Eternals. I guess A Quiet Place Part 2 released twice, according to Google. Released in 2020 and 2021 again, because it's on both lists. In the Heights. This is
oh, no.
Where Rachel, what's her name, got her big break in West Side Story, released in 21.
Oh, yeah.
What's her?
Yeah.
What's her name?
I'm thinking of all the other Rachels except for her.
I know.
I know who you're
Gosh,
talking
I got
about.
a Zegler, Rachel
Rachel
Zegler. That's
Zegler.
it.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to look it up. I thought of it. Let's see, The Matrix Resurrections, yeah,
Ooh.
and then 2022 was the Batman, Top Gun Maverick. Oh yeah,
22
Doctor
for sure.
Strange,
Then.
Love and
Well,
Thunder, The Way of the Water, The Gray Man, The Rise of Gru, Sonic 2, Turning Red, Nope.
okay. Well, 22 for sure. I'll need to go back and look at 20 and 21.
Yeah.
Not use Google AI, but yeah, I just I mean, I think there was some stuff, even streaming type stuff that came out. I think you could probably put together a decent handful of movies from 21 or 20 and 21 that, because I mean we're not working with a lot
2020
this
was pretty
year.
rough.
Yeah.
2020 was pretty rough.
If
But
at best, then we might be able to say this year and 2020 are comparable.
But well, here's the thing. Then we would have to consider television shows too. Now, 2021, I mean, is way, like in 2022, yeah.
I don't even remember. When did No Way Home come out? Was that 21?
No Way Home was 21.
So that already gives 21 a little bit of a boost because all three of the movies that have come out this year from Marvel were worse. All three of them. And like No Way Home, the first act's not great, but it's still better.
But it's probably the best thing since the end of Phase 3.
It's maybe the only thing. I mean, I know Deadpool Wolverine. I know Deadpool Wolverine did well, and there's stuff in it that I like. But if we're talking like a consistent narrative, like what we typically are going for when we talk about this stuff, No Way Home's definitely the only thing since, I would even say, like Infinity War. Like, I mean, Marvel's had the hype, especially since the hype died down. People are a little more willing to hear how certain things from even the first three phases weren't as good. I mean, they're all still probably leagues. I mean, like Captain Marvel is probably still leagues better than most of the stuff that they put out after Infinity War. Because at least it's kind of got its like A to B thing going on.
Right.
Yeah, I'd still need to go back and look. I just think about it because like
Birds of Prey didn't release in 2020, did it?
Yeah, it was 20
It did,
or 21.
February 7th.
It was 20 or 21.
Wow.
And
then so did Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, that.
Uh,
Kal-El, no. I know it's not from that one.
Dude,
that's what I always think of. Kal-El.
Dude, this last time I was like, no, there's just watching her in Snow White. I'm like, there's just no way I can watch another movie with her in it. I'm not trying to be mean to her. It's
remember that time that Wonder Woman sexually assaulted a man? I do.
Yeah. Dude. Oh man, her acting, dude. There's some comedy in that for sure.
I know, it's so funny thinking about it.
Yeah, because you try, you know me, I always take the side of. I try to take the side of the actors and just blame the writing and the direction.
Sure.
Generally speaking, but bro.
Yeah,
her acting is very flat.
Tarantino, again, I think he can pull out performances from people that other directors can't. There's a certain thing that you have to have, and part of that is, I was telling some people, we were on some show like a while back, and I was telling people, I was like, sometimes you have to be a bit tyrannical when you're directing. Like you're trying to get the best out of your people. And I just don't think people care about that so much anymore. It's just all kind of, it goes back to the fact, it's like with technology and everybody being able to watch anything they want all the time, they're just kind of looking for something to rot their brain. I mean, there's a reason they call it like doom scrolling.
Yep.
It's like,
well, then also, they make scripts now to literally explain what's going on.
Oh yeah.
They just assume people have it on in the background and they're not watching and paying attention.
Yeah, dude, it's awful.
And so it's literally saying and not showing.
All right. What are you still interested in this year? Did we get to that?
No, we didn't. Okay, I'll run through it real
No,
fast.
you're good.
All right, so we got. I'm not saying I'm necessarily interested in it because I think it's going to be a good movie. So this is just I'm interested to see what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, absolutely.
Not because I think it's going to be good or bad, just interested. Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery. You know, got to hit that trilogy again.
Yeah, gotta
You know
tell
why.
everybody how bad it is because they don't believe me.
We definitely gotta hit some clips on
It was
that
supposed to
for-
be stupid. It's a great
All right,
argument,
Wicked for
guys.
good.
Great argument. Sorry. What was
Wicked
it?
for Good.
Oh, yeah. Good. Have fun with that.
Zootopia 2.
Probably watch that.
Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tron Ares. Mortal Kombat 2.
Uh-huh.
What else is there? Did you know the Old Guard 2 came out on Netflix? Oh, we got Running Man.
You mentioned it at one point, but I've never even seen
Oh, I
the
don't
first
care to
one.
see it. I'm not
Yeah.
interested in seeing that. I was just like, I forgot that came out.
Yeah.
Saw it on my list. So Running Man. Let's see here. Nobody 2, obviously. We're gonna see that
Yep.
here shortly. And I guess Anaconda at the end of the year and the Smashing Machine. But I guess Anaconda. I don't
Oh,
know if I
Smashing
really
Machine
wanna
for
see that.
sure.
But the Smashing Machine.
Smashing Machine might. I mean, there's a few things on that list that might make their way into the top 3.
Yep.
It's
possible.
It's definitely possible. All right, let's talk about Happy Gilmore, and then I'll close out with a little mini weapons review, and then we'll call it a night.
Let's do it.
I think Happy Gilmore was like a weird one. I know I sent you something about it. The only thing that I think I really appreciated about it is I liked the way that they portrayed his family.
Yeah.
If we're going to go positive. Because, spoilers, I guess, but essentially, like, he kills his wife because I guess the lady who was in the first one didn't really want to come back for a sequel.
Yeah.
So they got her on set for probably like one day to film all her stuff, and then because she's in like the intro.
Spoilers too, by the way.
I said it.
Yeah.
But she dies, and then
With the golf ball shot, right?
Yeah.
Did I remember that right?
yeah, and then it's just like it's whatever. I mean, it's a
So
modern
egregious.
Adam Sandler movie. It's not like I was expecting a whole lot going into it. And then he becomes like a drunk. And I guess, in a better movie, though I appreciated it in this. It's like pulling those parts out in isolation. It actually would have been wild if they had made the whole movie about that and not just done like another Happy Gilmore movie. But I guess that's not what.
I guess they were trying to lower his power level. How do we help him have a struggle that he has to come back from?
Yeah,
Like,
he
how do-
basically has to
like,
be the underdog again.
Yeah, when they should have just made like this is just a great example of like this second movie should have been made 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
it's someone, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Mahler. It's basically like it's just dodgeball.
Yeah.
Like it's and
That's
he's
a
right.
good-
It's literally just dodgeball. Like it's I don't know if I would call it beat for beat, but it's dodgeball.
That's funny too. That's spot on.
But yeah, I like his family. I love that like he really cares about his daughter and he wants to see her succeed. That his sons they kind of for this kind of movie, like they feel pretty real. They're aware of like their state in life. They really care about their dad. They're not like they don't all just like hate him because of what he did to their mother and that he became like a drunk. Like they're super supportive of him getting out of that. And you don't see that very often. And it keeps the movie from being just like utter trash.
Right.
For me. I mean, it's not good,
I agree.
but I have to point that out because it's like it's like, guys, like family dynamics. Like we can do family dynamics where like just because like the dad is down on his luck doesn't mean that the entire family hates him. That they still Like, despite him being the way that he is, they still want to try to like help see it through. Like,
Yep,
I
see
think,
the best in him.
yeah, I think we've talked about this. It's just like, there's not a lot of positive messages coming out of media these days.
Nope, it's all nihilistic.
Yeah, and it's
nihilistic and selfish.
And it sucks because like you need a healthy balance.
That was a good thing about Superman, though.
I agree.
The hopeful tone to it.
I agree.
That's what I really like, the optimism.
Mm-hmm. And it could have been better for sure, but like there was an attempt made. Probably the best attempt you're going to get from someone like Gunn.
Yeah, I think that's the best movie, the best Superman movie Gunn could make.
You need, and that's part of the problem with it too, is that like you need someone who actually believes that stuff. Like your writer and your director both have to have that kind of outlook, and I don't think he does. And so it's coming from a position of someone who I would potentially consider a nihilist. Which is weird because like Guardians of the Galaxy actually has like a pretty good
hopeful.
The first one, yeah, first one more than even the second one. So but he's I don't know if like the TDS stuff like got to him like it did literally everyone, but yeah, it's not. It feels like it's the best like optimistic kind of movie that a nihilist could make in Superman. Or Happy Gilmore, I mean, like I think that Sandler and those guys like really actually care about family. Like a lot of his stuff later on in life, even though I don't think it's very good, has been kind of centered around that. Yeah, and the positivity in that, and so I can appreciate that even if I don't think the movie's very good.
I mean, it's not as bad as War of the Worlds. At least Adam Sandler knows how to make a movie.
Yeah, there is like a plot, and as contrived as a lot of it is, there is like. He's down on his luck. He has to come back. There's a lot of really, really dumb jokes in it. Some of them I probably laughed at more than I should have. Yeah. I mean, I knew how stupid. I was laughing.
He knows how to tell a good dumb joke.
Yeah, I think it's like it's That's so stupid it's making me laugh. Yep. You know, yeah. There was like one thing that happened in it that I can't even remember now because we didn't record last week. But there was one joke in there that I think got a genuine laugh out of me. I just don't remember what it was. So yeah, I mean, it's a streaming movie. It's a streaming comedy. It's an Adam Sandler movie. So you kind of know what you're getting into with that. But yeah, it is what it is. Talk about weapons real quick. So as we are recording, let me check Rotten Tomatoes real quick. Oh boy. Tomatoes. Let's see here. Weapons. I just saw something that said Alien Earth divides fans, so that's good. Oh, so nobody's sitting at an 84 right now.
Ooh.
Weapons. How is it not on? Oh, here it is. Is it a 94%?
Wow.
On Rotten Tomatoes.
Is that what you would give it?
Not a chance. I won't really go into it as far as like so. Finish the movie. Justin saw it with me, and he does this because it's the way his brain works. He looked up like, so what was the point, basically? And the running theory right now is that it's essentially like the underlining messaging in it is about this bill like 217 that was passed in the House about like assault weapons bans. And that the movie is actually like a metaphor for school shootings.
Oh, wow. And
if that's the case, and the director has denied that he wrote and directed, I'm pretty sure. He's denied it. But if you watch it, it kind of makes sense. But it also makes it a pretty terrible movie because if that was what he was going for, he missed the mark for a couple different reasons. One, one of the main characters of the movie, she saves herself and someone else in the movie by shooting other people with a gun. So there's that. Spoilers.
They support women's rights and minorities' rights to own guns.
Josh Brolin's great in it. He's great in everything he's in. He tries in everything that he's in. Always puts a ton of effort into things. Her name's slipping my mind, but she played Silver Surfer in the new Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah,
she's fine. She's a good actress. She has the whole lead actress kind of stuff. She's not really, doesn't have a whole lot of that charisma,
right?
But she's good in it. I mean, she plays a pretty terrible person in it. She's like a teacher and an alcoholic, and is like kind of weird all the time. And she's a huge there's like this would take a really long time to explain all of this, but essentially what happens in the movie is that a group of children at 2:17 in the morning all run out of their houses into the dark and disappear. Except for one kid, and they're all from the same, I think it's third grade. They're all from the same third or fourth grade class. And then one kid is left, and the town is blaming the teacher because they don't know what else to do. There's huge investigations going on, all this stuff that you would typically expect from a circumstance like that. It's told in kind of mini narratives that all are supposed to, the first half, if not a little bit more, is all mini narratives about different people who live in this town and what's going on within a certain. It's a whole movie. I think is supposed to take place over 30 or 60 days.
Okay.
These kids have been missing, and so it hops around a lot. So if you're not good with trying to keep up with timeline stuff, this movie's going to give you a headache because it jumps all over the place. And they do an all right job of framing things as far as referencing where it is based on the other stories that you've seen so far. It works pretty well. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but I wouldn't say it's great. And it does it so much that I think people will find it annoying. It is definitely creepy at times, but the tone is kind of all over the place. It goes from moments of it actually being legitimately creepy and the atmosphere is working really, really well to being dumb to being a straight up comedy. And it's really jarring because and I could tell the theater was, I wouldn't call it packed, but there were a lot of people in there. And there's certain moments in it, especially towards the end, which I'll get to, where I was kind of laughing, and the rest of the theater was kind of uncomfortable. They were just am I supposed to be? Is this funny? Am I supposed to? It's weird, and that's what I'm saying. It's kind of a jarring movie in the way that it's handled and the way the tone works in it. Because it kind of starts out very serious, very somber. You pretty much think these kids are gone and they're never coming back. The movie basically tells you that. There's a narrator at the beginning. It's a little girl who's not in the movie. They just have this it's weird. It's very disconnected, which I don't like.
Right.
It's if you're gonna have a narrator, make it somebody that is in the movie, someone we can connect to. And she's not in it. She doesn't exist in. She's a random kid at the school, I guess, or maybe it doesn't matter.
That's
but
weird.
Oh, sorry, shifting in my chair. So they go through that. Like I was saying, the stuff with Josh Brolin's good. He's not in it enough, to be honest. He basically is the one who figures out, not fully, but he pretty much figures out what happened to the kids. And he should have known exactly what to do. but they had to let the random school teacher, like, basically they hate each other, and then something happens and it kind of brings the two of them together to sort of like figure out what it was. But it was pretty much like he did all the work, and she points at the map and she goes, oh, that I know what that place is. And it's like, great, like, how did he not? He's done all of this basically detective work, and then you're telling me she comes along and she's just like, oh, I know what that is. It's like he could have figured that out. He's probably the best written character in the movie, though, because everything with him is pretty consistent. There's like a few little things that I think they could have done better with him. But as far as like he works in construction, he understands like mapping, and he's got his like orange flags that he's putting down in places, and he's like drawing stuff on his map of the town, and like it's all really, really convincing for his character, and that's one of the reasons why I was like, oh, this is all really interesting. And then it stops doing that and goes on to a bunch of other stories that are pretty much not important. Like the movie could have been half an hour shorter, in all honesty. Like it's about 2-ish hours, and it drags. 94% is insane to me. Like I don't understand. I don't understand. Like,
yeah, it doesn't sound like it's that interesting.
No,
they forgot their, like
I'll say this.
Saying, go ahead.
The second half, like when you start to understand what's going on, when they kind of reveal what caused the kids, and I'll talk about it, I guess. So, all right, let me make sure I didn't forget anything before we do this. So there's like a couple other characters in it. They're not all that interesting, and they feel like they're kind of there as like a like for like messaging purposes, more so than because it's really important to the script. Because Brolin might be the only character that actually has somewhat of a satisfying ending in the story. Everybody else, some stuff just like happens, and then some people die, and then the movie kind of cuts, like there's not a whole lot of conclusion to it. Now, basically, there's the little boy who's in this classroom. His parents, and they never explain whether this woman is actually his aunt or not, like the little boy's aunt, or his mother's aunt, something like that. But this woman shows up at their house that gets in contact with the little boy's parents.
Right.
And she's like decrepit and old and kind of weird. And things are like fine for like a day, and then the boy comes home and his parents are sitting at the dining room table, and they look like they've basically been drugged. Like they're sitting there almost not like zombies, but close to it. Because essentially what's going on is like voodoo, like the underlying cause of all of this. It's the closest way to explain it.
Gotcha.
So this lady, I mean, you could say she's basically like a witch, which the movie kind of gives away early on, because there's the teacher in the classroom. Someone paints witch in red, by the way, on her car. This is a red herring. Oh, it's really her. It's like, no, it isn't. It's like, I don't know. I didn't think it was that clever. But basically, she has like magic abilities because she has like this tree and this bell. It's all basically voodoo when it comes down to it. Like, not going into too much detail about it. And so basically she puts the little boy's parents under a spell, and then tells him that she's going to do terrible things to his parents if he tells anyone what's going on. And so he's basically being held captive by this crazy old witch lady. And he's like, and she says, if you go, she's like, maybe children, because she's really old, and it seems like what's trying to get across is that she needs to feed off of like the life force of other people in order to stay alive. And I'm like, okay, like that's kind of interesting. Like, where's this going? Spoiler, it doesn't go anywhere. So he goes to school and he has to take something from all of the children in his class, because she's basically like, if you do this for me, I'll return your parents to you. And so he agrees because he doesn't really have a choice. And some of this is pretty good. Like, if this had been more of the movie, like if it was like Josh Brolin in like going out on his own. Like, you remember Prisoners?
Yeah.
It's got Prisoners vibes to it, but it's not as good. Like, not even close.
That sucks.
Yeah. It's got the a little bit. If you saw it, you'd probably see where I was coming from with it, because like Josh Brolin's essentially the obsessive father trying to find his son. Very relatable, very down to earth. Like, you totally get it. So all of this is kind of like going on, but there's all these other little stories that I don't think they needed to spend nearly as much time on. Like, side characters that I think get way too much screen time is essentially the way that I would put it.
That's
yeah, stuff that you could have done in a few minutes, really, and like tightened up your script, that they gave huge chunks of the movie to. So anyway, this lady's introduced, the old lady. The first time you see her, she shows up at the like principal's house. And this is what I'm kind of talking about, where people, and it's supposed to be like a, like, because if it's part of the theme is sort of like the apathy of people around like people who are being weird and might not have the best intentions. And so this lady shows up. You look at her and you're like, something's off here, you know? Like, I probably shouldn't let this person into my home off. But the principal's husband is so dumb that he's like, no, just come inside. Like, let us take care of you or whatever. And I would have been like, nah, you can stay on the porch. I'll bring you a glass of water out there. Well, no, no. Like, you can stay on the porch. It's fine. Like, the whole thing, it's so contrived, and these guys are just like, they're not thinking through any of it, you know? And that happens a lot in this.
They're not responding how normal people would respond.
Yeah, everyone's doing what they're doing because the plot requires them to do that, rather than it, and it ruins a lot of like the immersiveness of something like this. Anyway, so this little boy, he gets all this stuff for the witch, and essentially she puts a spell on all of the children in his class and keeps them in the basement. Now, they never explain if these people just have to be under her spell, or if she's eventually going to eat them or suck the life force out of them. Like, because I kept thinking about like adrenochrome. Because it's all these little kids, and I was like, oh, maybe she's gonna do yeah, none of that ever happens. They stay in the basement, and she never harms any of them, really. And the big conclusion is essentially like the teacher and Josh Brolin show up at the house. They get attacked by two of the other characters that have like major sections of the movie. Like, they're basically, the way it is, it's like it'll cut to black and it'll have the name of the character, and then you get like the time frame of what was going on with them through the events of the movie. Right. And so two of them basically get captured, and like that's the end of their story, and then they just become zombies, and then they die. So it's one of those things. Just like, there's nothing satisfying about it. Because they're not just like, one of the reasons why something like that typically happens is that you have side characters that you're aware of, and maybe you kind of like their personality and whatever, but then something happens to them, and then that's sort of the end of their story. But you're okay with it because they're not uber important to the plot.
Right.
But when you give them so much screen time that they become important to the plot, and then at the very end you're like, oh no, he just turned into this voodoo zombie and then got shot in the head. It's like, okay. It's like,
what was the point of that?
Yeah, there's no satisfying conclusion. So they stop them, and then the little boy somehow gets something that belongs to the witch and then turns all of the children on the witch, right? And she realizes it. And then the last 5 minutes of the movie becomes, admittedly, a very funny chase scene where about 17 children are chasing an old woman through a neighborhood. And they're crashing through windows of people's houses, and she's screaming and going, ah! And then these children are all going, ah! Behind her. Jumping through glass windows and going through. And it's actually shot really well. I'll give him credit there. The guy actually has, Barbarian has, a similar thing going on as far as, the cinematography is concerned. It's really good. And Barbarian's a far better movie, too. So that's, happening. And this is what I was saying before, where I was everyone in the theater was confused about how they should be feeling. Because I was laughing, because it is funny. The way that it's set up is the way the shots work, some of the direction as far as, so there's, a guy mowing his lawn, and he stops and turns the lawnmower off because he thinks he hears something, and he looks over, but this old lady runs in from one backyard to the other that he sees, so the gap between houses, and so she's running through, and she's going, ah, and then all of a sudden all of these children are screaming and running behind her, chasing her, and it's set up like it's a comedy. Yeah, and it was really weird. And then they finally, one of the kids catches her, and then they literally rip her apart.
Oh,
yeah, literally tear her apart. And then Josh Brolin finds them all, and they're all standing there looking at her, they're all still sort of under a spell, because I guess for whatever reason, even though they broke the curse or whatever, some of them don't fully come back from it, and then other people do. It's it doesn't, ultimately that stuff doesn't really matter because it's at the end of the movie and they're trying to wrap everything up really quickly. And I between the potential for it to be this big metaphor about school shootings and then the way that it's all sort of executed, I just don't think it's that good. It's not the worst thing I've seen, and there's a lot of stuff to appreciate about it. But it's not the movie that was advertised, for one. And I'm kind of tired of being lied to about this kind of stuff.
I don't blame you, dude.
And
it gets annoying.
Yeah, and I guess they had to kind of keep things close to the chest as far as the reveal. But it doesn't hit that much. The lady's definitely creepy. Some of that stuff is pretty good. But the movie being in an hour and a half, and a lot of it being Josh Brolin trying to figure out what's going on, and then you have your teacher as a side character. You have there's a cop in it who's a side character, and a drug addict, and then the principal. If they had all of them basically be side characters that Josh Brolin's interacting with from his perspective, and then you cut at one point to this old lady showing up at the principal's house, who's supposed to be the quote-unquote aunt of this kid, you would have had a way tighter movie. And I probably remove the comedy element from the end of it, because as funny as it was, it totally ruins the tone of the movie. Which is really unfortunate, because there's one specific scene in the movie, so the house that this kid lives in, and then I'll be done. We'll get out of here. There's this house that the kid lives in, the last one, where all of the other children are down in the basement, and you don't know this yet. And the teacher's been following the kid home, trying to figure out what's going on, because she kind of wants answers, but more than anything, they're the only two people that were left in the class, and so part of her is holding on to this idea of and I think what it is survivor's guilt, Joseph. I think that's what they're trying to go for. But she basically gets drunk and falls asleep in her car outside of the house. And this is what I'm saying, cinematography and certain elements of the movie actually work really well. And all of a sudden, this lady, in kind of silhouetted, the door opens up at the front door of the house, and this lady with a pair of scissors kind of walks forward and is like standing in the door frame and has the creepiest walk. Like she's like almost waddling with the scissors kind of like held up. Her hair's like all disheveled. And she walks up and like and the whole time it's like you're getting it from the perspective of the teacher asleep in the car, and it's really effective. Like it's super creepy, and the whole thing's like going on, and the lady like runs up, I think just runs like straight past the car, right? And you're still in the perspective of the teacher in the car, and then you hear the back door open of the car, and someone shuffle in, and the car shakes a little bit, and you're just like, oh my gosh! Like it's as far as like the horror element, it's the most effective part of the movie for that. Like when I talk about how, because I say this a lot, like jump scares annoy me because I think they're cheap and they're only effective in making someone like kind of like jump in their seat for a minute. And when you do that too much, like it starts to annoy me because it's like, you can't use the atmosphere and the camera work and all this stuff to really be more effective in the way you're trying to like freak people out. So, I'll give it that. There's, a 5-minute segment of the movie that is legitimately creepy. And anyway, so she and the scissors like slowly come up, and you see the lady's like hand from the back, and she snips this lady's hair, and then the scene cuts. And it's like, it's really effective. And obviously she's, you find out later she's cutting hair because that's how she's basically making these like voodoo dolls. And so she wraps the hair or an item of the person around these sticks or whatever from, I guess, a magic tree, and she snaps them, and then that's what sends the person out to kill them, almost like a guided missile, like a weapon, right? Yeah. So I honestly can't recommend it. Like it's easy. It's way overhyped. It's not nearly as good as people are saying that it is. Pretty disappointed, in all honesty. And we're still in the year of me waiting for something to actually like hit,
Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
But yeah, man, that's Weapons. It's I don't know. Nobody is next week. Is that this weekend?
Yeah, it is this weekend.
I'm looking forward to that. I hope it's good. I hope it's like, I'll be happy with it if it's as good as the first one. Doesn't need to be better necessarily. I would love it to be better, but I think I'll be happy if it gets like real close to it, All right, Joseph. Got anything else before we close this out? Ended up going longer than I meant to.
No, sir. That is it.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of The Underground. We'll be back next week with a review of Nobody and then maybe some other news. I don't really know what else has been going on lately.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, we're done with the summer movie stuff for the most part. Headed into the fall. See if there's any other surprises this year, stuff that catches our interest. But until next time, y'all. Take it easy.
See ya.